Today on Mixbusters, we put the competition to the test. Oh! Which mixer can take a beating and keep on gigging? Find out on this episode of Mixbusters.
Hi, I'm Greg.
And I'm Matt.
Normally we're Mackie product managers, but today we are
The Mixbusters.
That's right. We have our new VLZ4 series. They feature our boutique Onyx mic pre's, custom M80 op amps, and an engineer-vetted ergonomic design. But the big question today is, are they still as tough as the originals?
It's true. We invented the compact mixer market nearly 25 years ago, the original 1202. So what we're going to show you today is that the 1202 VLZ4 stacks up even better than the original VLZ mixers.
So we're gonna beat these mixers, and we're gonna just see how tough each one of these guys really is.
We don't want to name any names here, but we've got brand A, brand B, brand Y, and of course our very own 1202 VLZ4. In the spirit of emulating real-world scenarios, we've brought in our resident roadie, Ronell, for what we like to call the walkover test. So let's see which of these mixers can handle the pressure. As you can see, now we're outside the Mackie building. We brought brands A, B, Y, and of course the Mackie 1202 VLZ4 with us. What we have set up here is an AP generating a 1K tone out to the mixers, back out of the output, and into the O-scope to make sure we're getting back what we're putting in. A perfect sine wave, pristine signal.
Enough with the technical mumbo jumbo. Let's break some stuff.
Ooh.
Good balance.
And nothing. That's awesome.
Wow.
All right, so now we're going to take a look at the damage, both cosmetically, and then we're going to take some measurements to see which one of these mixers is still performing. We'll start with brand A here.
What's immediately apparent to me is that these non-metallic side cheeks are showing some damage. Right here you've got a crack, and on this side looks like a crack starting to form there.
So let's plug it in and see how it measures up.
There's our out.
So that's our sine wave, so we're still passing signal. So let's move on to brand B.
Brand B clearly has some cave-in on the top surface there. Yeah. Several of these knobs are much more difficult to turn. That one's suffering. Let's plug it in and see what happens.
Okay. There we are again.
Still passing audio,
still
so
passing signal.
Moving on.
Yeah, we've got brand Y next, which completely died during the first test.
There's not much to say here. It's shot. It won't even power on. The knobs are all kind of crushed down through the top. The top is bowed in some funky ways here.
Even if it powered on, half of the switches are buried under the chassis. Like, that thing is destroyed.
It's game over for brand Y.
So let's just move on to the 1202 VLZ4 there.
I'm not seeing any deflection on the top surface. None of the knobs are caved in. I'm really not seeing any cosmetic anomalies here.
Let's just make sure, of course, that we're passing signal as well. And perfect, pristine sine wave,
Nice.
as we would expect.
For our next test, let's see what happens when a couple members of the band's entourage decide to use some of these mixers for an impromptu after-party game.
Well, you never know what can happen at the after party. Maybe a couple of members of the band's entourage find a couple mixers laying around and decide to play lawn darts.
I'm going first. Good thing you suck at this.
Ooh! Brand
All
B.
right. I'll show you how it's done, son.
No pressure.
Oh, nice. Yeah!
This one's for the championship.
Oh!
That's,
And the Mackie. Very nice. All right, well, let's take a look at what happened there. Right out of the gate, you can see some pretty severe damage and separation. We've got a pretty good crack right there. I heard it rattling a little bit.
You're right. There's
There's
definitely something dislodged in there. That's not happening.
No power?
No power. Let's keep moving.
Brand B.
Yeah, the main fader's kind of tilting that way.
We can no longer deselect phantom power. Is
that switch is completely stuck. This guy's so light though, I think it had an advantage in this last test.
Well, let's see if it's passing signal.
And okay,
Power, that's a good sign
lights.
for that. Yep, we have a sine wave over here, so we're still
brand
passing
B
signal.
is still going.
And moving over to brand Y, that switch has popped up. We got a new cave-in on the corner.
Just continues to fall apart. We got all these pieces here. They didn't just fall off, this one actually just broke. It's deader than it was before.
Yeah, and the Mackie.
It took a good tumble there, and you can see some of the metal is exposed here. It still looks in pretty good shape other than the cosmetics, but let's plug it in.
Yeah, let's do that.
And we got lights.
Lights, power, perfect sine wave coming back to us, just as we would expect. For our next test, we're going to see what happens when these mixers are faced with the inevitable lead singer tantrum.
It's part of the rock and roll lifestyle. Lead singers don't always get what they want, and sometimes they have a unique way of reacting.
Make sure the rider's in order by the time we get there. Get it done or you're fired!
Let it out.
That was fantastic.
Let's check them out. Talk about stepping it up a notch. That certainly looked painful for every one of these mixers involved here.
Looks like it's squared right there, channel 1, channel 2.
No doubt.
The jack screws are completely missing from the product. We're missing some more switches. How about brand B?
Brand B took the hit kind of back here on the jack field, displaced a couple of knob caps there.
Why don't we
Check 'em
give
out.
it the shake test just to see what's rattling around in there?
Ooh.
Wow.
Doesn't sound good, but
No, let's see what we got.
proof's in the pudding here. Let's plug it in.
Wow, we actually have power.
There's some lights. We got a completely lit up meter stack. Both clip indicators are lit up on the master. The clip on the first channel is lit. Are you getting a signal over there?
I got nothing on the O-scope. That's as good as not powering up as far as I'm concerned,
Yeah.
so.
Game over.
With brand Y, that one definitely took the worst beating of all of them.
Yeah. I really don't think we need to give that much more attention. The Mackie definitely took the hit right in the center of the knob field here. A few EQ knobs came off. Not quite as dented as all the other ones are. I will say though, that in the battle of mixer versus guitar, there was no question the Mackie defeated.
That's true. Well, let's see if we've got lights and power and sound and see how the VLZ is holding up.
I've got power, I've got main meter action on both channels.
There we go again.
There's our clean sine wave.
Perfect sine wave, 1K tone.
For our final test, let's see what happens when the band's pyrotechnics show goes horribly wrong.
Don't try this at home. At Mackie, we hear all sorts of user testimonials about our mixers surviving all manner of things, up to and including house fires. So let's see what happens when we add fire.
This is gonna be hot. Come on, buddy, you're up.
Jeez. Maybe we should put this guy out, huh?
Happy birthday to me.
Wow, that was intense.
I'll say, I'm sweating.
Well, let's take a look and see what we've done here. Obviously, we still have a dead brand A mixer over here. A little bit of melting.
See that pretty good char there.
Yeah. How about brand B?
Well, remember, that was the one that actually did catch on fire.
Yeah, that's true.
You can clearly see and smell. Yeah, channel 1's kind of obliterated there on the EQ section in particular. Fire liked that mixer.
Brand Y continues to be a joke. Do we have anything new over there?
We got some nice char through, the first few channels, similar to what we saw over there on the brand A.
On the Mackie, though, I think my favorite part of that demo is running the blowtorch over and over, and it's not even flaring up. What do we have over there?
Really not a heck of a lot. I think there's like a couple of button caps over here that look like toasted marshmallows. Just the right degree of brown, but they're not blackened by any stretch. Bringing into channel 1, I got both my meters. And
there we are again, a perfect 1K sine wave.
nice.
Well, I think today we've made a pretty clear case for something we've been saying for over 25 years, and that's that Mackie VLZ is built like a tank. So thanks for joining us today on Mixbusters, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, I got to go to the gig. Catch you later.